Nepal ticked off our list, our initial plan was to head to Bangladesh. But due to the changing political regimes, we were advised against entering Bangladesh with Indian registered vehicle. It was a tough decision to make, but we wisened up, improvised and headed for the next leg of our journey. We were in for a 2-day journey from the capital of Assam, which is Guwahati, to the border of Myanmar. En route, we had the opportunity to drive along the Second World War corridor in Kohima, where we decided to pay visit to an important chapter from the pages of history. Right now I'm standing in one of the most historic locations. This is where the Battle of Kohima was fought during the Second World War, and over 1,500 brave soldiers lay to rest in this battlefield. With a nip of gratitude and a further sense of adventure building, it was time for us to head towards the Moreh border in Manipur. The Union of Myanmar borders 4 Indian states: Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Mizoram and Manipur. We were informed that at the time crossing through Manipur was the ideal route and also the best motorable road available to us. But as we reached the Manipur border and prepared our paperwork, which might I add was in impeccable order, we realized that the crossing into Myanmar was not going to be as smooth as it had been in Nepal. Travelers ought to be wary of unexpected surprises.
Then you have to give us your carnage.
At Moreh border, the first thing is the authority of the SDPO, Sub-Divisional Police Officer. He gives immigration stamp on the passport after checking you personally. First step is cleared. The Myanmar authority with whom where we are travelling, we need to have a local tour operator recognized by the government of Myanmar. He gets a permission from his country, the highest office in Myanmar, the president office, officer staff issues that permission. He gets that permission, sent us to in advance, a copy of which is notarized in English from their mother tongue. The same we deposit to the Ministry of External Affairs, and Ministry of External Affairs, the confidence of the permission as it is collected by us from the Embassy of Myanmar in Delhi. So they then issue the political clearance.
After an excruciating 5-hour delay caused by misunderstandings about the requirement of Carnet papers, which is a custom check exemption document, we finally crossed over to the Union of Myanmar, a country conversely known as Burma. As road trips go, uncertainties and delays are part and parcel of the journey. Every time we think that we're going to land up in a place early, we end up coming way beyond sundown. We finally made it well beyond dinner time. Everyone has left me and gone for some hot local food. I guess I'll join them, and we need some much needed rest, and we'll regroup tomorrow.
These are the registration papers, temporary registration papers that you need to keep in your car when you're traveling in Myanmar.
Driving from Tammu to Mandalay was our first real taste of driving on the right-hand side of the road, which wasn't as disconcerting as you'd imagine if, like us, you would maintain disciplinary speeds.
The traffic sense is very, very good. The people drive in rules. They don't try to overtake or go beyond their limits, and they obey the traffic rules. So this is, but driving on the right-hand side, I mean, it took time for us to acclimatize to those situations, but then it just looked like normal traffic for us.
Driving through the countryside, you see a bit of everything. From vast green fields, picture-perfect bamboo houses, to long stretches of twisties that turned out to be a challenging off-road course for all of us.
We are on the road between Calais and we're on our way to Mandalay. And we stopped at a local dhaba to have, it's a very do-it-yourself kind of a meal. We got some, what looks like pickled vegetables, chili, something sour, something sweet, and you build your meal up the way you want it with some pork or some chicken, and looks really good. Let's see how it is.
After 200 odd kilometers of pure driving bliss, our destination for the night awaited us, the cultural hub of Myanmar, the city of Mandalay.
Nice to meet you.
Mandalay, the last royal capital of Burma, was founded by King Mindon in 1857 and enjoyed the status of national capital for the next 26 years until the British took over Upper Burma and abolished the monarchy. Another absolute must-see are the colossal white lions guarding the foothills of the Mandalay Hills. As we took in the sights and sounds of Mandalay, I realized someone had rightly described Myanmar as a place that transports you into another era and then brings you back surely and safely to the comforts of modern life. It was time to bid adieu to Mandalay as we set off for a 3-hour drive to the central part of Myanmar to visit the ancient city of Bagan. A city built in the 13th century that boasts of over 3,000 beautiful temples, pagodas, stupas and monasteries. My curiosity got the better of me as I decided to step inside one of the most popular temples in Bagan, the Ananda temple built in the 11th century.
Mingalaba. This is one of the most famous temples in Myanmar. The name is Ananda. It is already over 900 years old. It was built in 1091. The architecture of this temple is incredible. Nobody can believe it was created in 11th century. We can see one of the 4 Buddha statues. This is the western entrance. We gilded all these wooden Buddha statues. They are the real gold.
If you have gone to Bagan and if you have seen that ruins of the pagodas or temple which are almost 4,000 plus in number, anybody can say, okay, you have been to Myanmar, because that represents Myanmar, like Taj Mahal or Eiffel Tower representing India or Paris.
It was time then to say our goodbye to Myanmar and our hospitable tour guides who had made our journey both enjoyable and comfortable.
ကဲအခုခင်ဗျားတို့ခီးစဉ်လည်းပြီးသွားပြီပေါ့နော်ဟိုလာရောက်လဲပတ်ခြင်းတွေကျွန်တော်တို့ကျေးဇူးတင်ပါတယ်နောက်တစ်ခေါက်ထပ်လာအောင်မယ်လို့မျှော်လင့်ပါတယ်နောက်ထပ်တွေ့ဖို့လည်းမကြခင်မှာတွေ့ဖို့မျှော်လင့်ပါတယ်ကျေးဇူးတင်ပါတယ်
Another road trip to meet our northeastern neighbor, the Union of Myanmar, is come to an end. We are standing at the border crossing at Tamu. This is the Myanmar side. Across is India. But what an eye-opener this experience has been. Myanmar has something to offer to everybody who visits over here. So if you are someone whose interest lies in looking at the ancient architectural marvels, then the ruined temples at Bagan is where you need to be. If you're looking to discover a little more about the culture in Myanmar, then Mandalay is where you should visit. And Yangon is the business hub of Myanmar, but the main attraction for us on this road trip was the delicious food that the locals have been cooking for us. But it's been extremely hot throughout our journey here in Myanmar. December and Jan is the ideal time you should visit here, but I didn't have to worry too much about the sun because I had my bamboo hat with me all the time. On the other side, we head to the Royal Kingdom of Bhutan.